I've started saying turn north or south or east or west or whatever. I think I got that from my father. He kind of insisted that I remember him saying to me one time, you're going to have to learn street names. But it's the estrogen in me that keeps me from learning too many street names. I just don't care. I'm just trying to get where I'm going. And if landmarks, you know, the hospital, and then go east or west or north or south a little bit, and then you get to the place where you need to be, that's fine with me. So that's another thing. Women navigate by landmarks. Men navigate by street names and directions. It seems to me, this is another thing, it seems to me men know distance a little better. Like they'll say, oh, it's 10 feet from such and such, and I don't know what they're talking about, or it's half a mile. I still don't know what half a mile looks like. Can somebody tell me? I don't know what that looks like. I just don't know. That kind of baffles me. And I don't think it's important to know. I guess it works in somebody's universe. I don't, not only don't I know it, I really don't care about learning distance. So anyway, maybe some of you can figure out the difference. Ladies, do you know distances? I don't. One other thing is intuition, or well, I'll tell it to you this way. One of my coworkers says that the greatest strength, or it's been said that a man's greatest strength and his greatest failing is his ability to concentrate and drown out everything else. Whereas a woman would not be able to drown out everything else. She has to make sure everything, you know, the kids are taken care of, the dog's fed, the groceries are put away. Whereas it's considered a man's greatest strength, or I can see where it's considered a man's greatest strength, because it's only a man's ability to do that, to zone out everything, is what allows a man to, say, invent the atom bomb, because he can concentrate on one thing at a time and just completely drown out everything, where a woman would never be able to do that. A woman could never invent the atom bomb, because if the kids need shoes, or the dog needs to be fed, or the kids need to go to their games, or dinner needs to be cooked, a woman could not concentrate on inventing the atom bomb. Whereas a man can, because he can zone in on one thing. I know there are a lot of times when I'll go to my husband and he's doing something that I think is extremely simple, like he's trying to, I don't know what, let's say, use an example, look at a map. And I'll walk up and say, honey, do you know where such and such is? And he'll, oh, just a minute, honey. And I'm thinking, well, can't he answer my question? Can't he just take a second, answer my question? And I have to realize that he's a man. He can't multitask. Women can and do multitask. That's one of our strengths. We can take in everything. We can do multiple things at one time. Whereas if he had come to me and said, do you know where such and such is, I would have stopped what I was doing and said, yeah, it's over there. Whereas he's just unable. A man can't do that. A man has to concentrate on one thing at a time, no matter how simple it is. And that's their greatest failing, I guess from a woman's point of view, their greatest failing, because I'm waiting for him to, okay, yeah, tell me, it's right over there, because this that you're doing is so simple, I would have been able to answer that. But that's a man, that's testosterone, that makes him zone in on one thing, and he has to concentrate on that one thing. And like I say, that's what allows them to build atom bombs. That's what allows them to invent the telephone, you know. So Once again, I'm not putting anyone down or building anyone up. I'm just, again, pointing out differences because I hope we can celebrate our differences. Once again, we are complements. What the one lacks, the other makes up for. And I feel I've come to the conclusion that that which we call women's intuition is not so much that women have some mystical power that men don't have. It's just women are multitasking and they're taking in everything around them. It's not a woman doesn't have to concentrate on one thing. She's taking in everything, what people are saying, what people are doing, what's going on around her. She's taking it in and processing it, even if it's not on a conscious level. My husband will ask me an opinion on something, and I will give him an opinion, and it will be very accurate. And I believe I call that my intuition, but I think it's only just I have taken in something about some situation, some person, and I have stored it without, it won't even necessarily be conscious that I've stored it, but I've taken it in and I've stored it, and I'm able to make judgments on it or decisions or have a view on a certain thing. So, like I say, that which we call women's intuition, I think it's just a woman multitasking. It comes from a woman being able to take in all sorts of information from all sorts of different directions. And maybe men see it as mystical because they have to concentrate on one thing at a time. Another thing, and this is where I'm thinking that men might get a little offended, and I don't mean for anyone to take offense. I've said that I feel that men are, let's see, I'll just say men are physically stronger than women. More muscle bulk, more muscle tone. That's fine, yes. Men are physically stronger than women. Let's please, I want my husband to go out and slay dragons for me. That's what I want. But I have to say, I believe women are emotionally stronger than men. And some people will say, oh, well, women will fall to pieces or women get so emotional. But I think that's a strength, actually. I'm not saying falling to pieces because I don't like falling to pieces. But being able to be emotional or deal with your emotions. Let's say if a woman can just cry about something and get it out of her system, that's dealing with it. Whereas men don't cry, they hold it in, and then they have heart attacks at a young age. I would rather cry and get it out of my system. I also believe that women are emotionally stronger because I believe it's easier for a woman to be alone than it is for a man. If you notice that, say a marriage breaks up, who's more likely to commit suicide? It's going to be the man. Who's going to get the gun and try to kill the other person? It's going to be the man, because they can't deal with the being alone. Whereas a woman doesn't want to be alone. No, who wants to be alone? But she can do it. She can do it until someone comes along. So I think women are emotionally stronger. And also, I believe having babies, that shows that women are more emotionally strong. Okay, you might say that, oh, well, of course women have babies, that's biology. But, I mean, Mother Nature was right when she made women have the babies, because I know Martin Lawrence had this joke that, women are strong. I mean, if men had to have the babies, there'd only be one person in here. I think there wouldn't be anybody. I think the human race would die out if men had to have the children. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. Anyway, I'm getting kind of over on time here. Let me know what you think. Just a few differences that I've noticed. Like I say, I don't go along with the racial or nationality or any group that you don't choose to belong to. But that one major exception, men and women are fundamentally different. Let me know what you think.